Hi all, Agent here, and it's time for a long overdue RoboCraft video. And since we're returning to RoboCraft videos, we're going to go back to my roots and play a cruiser. If you watched my old videos from back in the day, you know I was big on cruisers and hovers, even when they were bad. So we're going to play a 2000 CPU cruiser. It's a DSM blaster cruiser. We've only got 8 blasters, which is a good number, but it's not enough redundancy to take on bots like the point holding bot and a lot of its clones and ripoffs and what have you. So the DSM is there to give us a little, it doesn't give us more redundancy or durability, but it does help us retain weapons and health when we're in the fight. So we're going to go over here and defend near point. What I want to do is disarm these guys. I don't want to try to outright kill both of them. I want to make them stop shooting at me one by one and worry about killing them after that. So I'm getting a little backup from our rail, which is very helpful. Now I'm actually trying to kill him because this guy has stopped looking at me for whatever reason. So I think he's mad at the rail, so he's gonna try to shoot the rail with his lock-ons. Usually bad idea. We get backup in the form of dual chain shredders, which will rip through just about anything very quickly. Not something you want to be face to face against. You want to be far away from those things. And even then, if you're in the air with rotors, they're still very good at even with their crazy spread, they're good at shooting off anything other than epic rotors, the assault rotors. So we're going to try to play a little stealthily here. I thought they were going to try to rush back for near, but it doesn't really look like it. I don't want to lose it, even though it's early on. I don't want to lose near point because they could still rush in and take our whopping 10%, which would give them a pretty decent lead on us. So I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to play defense right now, and I'm going to defend near point. I think this guy is trying to sneak around the mountain to engage me at near point, but I guess he changed his mind and he went after someone completely different. For whatever reason, he makes a few mistakes I'm going to point out. I'm not trying to say he's a bad player, but he's made a few mistakes. His build's also not optimal. It actually has too many wheels. In my personal opinion, build-wise, protected parts is often better than redundant parts. He's got like 8 or 10 wheels on there, and really you only need 4 to 6 common wheels. I don't go for the lowest tier. I don't like them. I like the second to lowest tier. I believe they're tier 2 or 3 in the old ways. So I'm going to move over here and finish this guy, but back to wheels and part redundancy. I've got my wheels. They're very, very protected, and the skis on here not only give me stability, they increase the speed of the wheels, and the ones on the front are steering skis, so if I do happen to lose my steering wheels, I still have the ability to steer as long as I have those skis. So they do offer enough of a speed boost, enough redundancy, and enough additional benefit to justify spending the 100 CPU on 4 of them, at least in my humble opinion. Everybody's got different strategies when it comes to building, but that's mine. And what I did here with this build was I basically took my smaller cruisers, because I used to build a lot smaller cruisers when damage boost mattered more for ground, but right now you can't play ground with a small build. You're just going to die to plasma. You're going to die to boosted plasma way too easily. You're going to get crippled and die. So basically I took my cruisers and wrapped it in even more cruiser. The same frame. It's actually an upgraded frame that I have a copy of in my garage, so I can just make a new cruiser at will. It's basically what I named a Gen 3 cruiser frame, based on the very first frames I used to make, but upgraded for more durability and better damage mitigation. So very solid build. It can take a lot of damage with the health boost, and the parts are all Triforce and isolated. All the gun mounts, as you can see, either Triforced or rotted in. So I'm going to retain my weapons a little more, just taking chassis damage, than your bots that just mount them without any damage control. So we've got that going for us. So I'm going to go back over here. Now that they've got a lot of crystals to steal, I want to go ahead and try to finish this cap on far point. In addition to that, they just took our near point, so I want to take another point back to have us maintain 2 points. And I'm going to move over back to near, try to recap that before they manage to take far away. I am not going to chase that guy back, though. We have allies over there, and if they don't kill him, you know, my main priority is to make sure we have near point or as many points as possible. That's what this bot was meant for, so that's how I'm going to play it. I'm not going to chase kills around the map. That's usually a bad idea, but not always. An argument could be made that I should have killed him because he's just going to heal now and take far point back, and that's a valid argument. I'm not going to bother to debate it without an actual debate going on here. But my choice was to go take near because that is the point that you are most likely to keep no matter what in the match. Even if your team is not good at keeping points, that's the point you're going to be able to keep the most because it's closest to your base and it's closest to your shield. So we're going to go back over here. We're going to fight this guy off, pop our DSM to help keep our guns and movement parts as well as armor, cubes. And we're going to shoot him, but we're not going to chase him off the point. All too often I see newer players that make the mistake of chasing enemies off of the point while they're trying to cap, and that's not something you want to do. You want to sit on the point, and it's going to take them 10 seconds to auto heal and regenerate anyway. So if you beat them once by yourself, or even with an ally present, you can do it again. You don't have to go chase them off the point, and you're going to get just your damage score, if you're a score hunter, is going to be higher if you don't waste your time chasing them off the point and killing them. If you just let them come back and do it all over again, you're going to own the point, so you're going to get more crystals and you're going to get more damage. So you're better off in the long run not to chase them off the point. I have no idea what this guy is doing, but we're going to go rush their point. I'm going to take them on, both of them. I've got a good strong build that can take a lot of damage. So we're going to fight him. I want this point. This guy's going to want to keep his distance. I've shot off his rails. I think he has a couple smaller rails on there, but I don't think he's using the optimum amount of guns. When chain gun guy comes in, I'm going to turn my attention back to this guy. Again, not going to leave the point. I'm going to push to the very edge of it so I can see him, but I'm not going to abandon that cap point. I want to have the point. Now we've got their shield down. I want to rush in and take crystals, but I also want to defend this point. So I'm going to stay over here. I'm going to finish that guy off. I de-gun the other guy. He's no longer a threat. So we're going to battle a third guy. We're going to try to de-gun him too. Chain gun guy comes in to help, which is great. But by now they've taken middle point, so I missed my opportunity to go into their base and steal crystals. It's not always the best idea to do that early on because of the eruption that happens. If you steal a lot of crystals early on, all they got to do is manage to destroy that crystal, and all that work you did, it isn't undone, but it puts you on the same page and you don't really gain anything. So you want to do it. See, what I'm going to do is actually wait here to see if they finish that crystal off real quick. And it looks like their damage has slowed down and they may not get it. So I'm going to move in and start stealing crystals. You don't want to steal a bunch of crystals with their shield down before they take that core. You want to do it after they take the core. Otherwise, if you put yourselves at like 95%, all you're doing is leaving your team less time to react, and that's exactly what happened. They did get the core. I thought we were going to have it defended, so the mistake's on me for going in there and stealing. Luckily, I didn't steal a whole lot of crystals, or we would be really close to the end of the game right now. Or maybe I could have stolen enough and cut two connection point strips off to actually end the game. I don't know what would have happened, but the decisions I made are the decisions I made, and we're going to have to live with them. So go all the way back over to near. We're going to cap that point back. I'm going to start driving before it's even done because I want to get off that point as soon as possible. Every single second counts. I want to get over here. I want to defend this point, and then I want to go ahead, get in there, and steal some crystals. In fact, that's what I'm going to do now because these guys are on a retreat. They're not even pushing for the point. so I'm going to ignore his damage. They're capping near on us again. I'm not going to get back over there in time to defend. We don't have any more crystals, so I'm going to do every bit of damage I can to their core, and then I'm going to get out of there. Going to pop my shield to protect me a little bit as I run. This guy thinks I'm running from him, but I'm not running from him. I've got plenty of armor and gun redundancy left to kill this bot. I know I can kill it. I want to get to this point before I do any more fighting. I don't want to waste any time fighting unless it's on or over a point. So that's what I'm doing. I rush back to the point. There's no way this guy's going to kill me. I can take him on and a buddy most of the time, which is exactly what I'm going to do now. I'm going to move around as much as I can without leaving the point, so I don't lose any potential progress I've made. And we're going to fight this guy. What I'm doing is trying to de-gun him. We're both down to our very last guns. I'm freaked out that plasma is going to splash this thing off, but it didn't, which is awesome. His mistake here was leaving the point. He could be stalling me still instead of letting me cap, even though he's not going to be able to destroy me because I'm going to auto-heal since he's out of guns. He could still stall me capping that point, and his ally came in time to have saved that. Now, we won the game. We were probably going to win anyway, but there's some strategy and tips. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you next.